Living Local Carolina with Katie Turner. Local trends, shopping, dining, and more. This is Living Local Carolina.
This story is sponsored by Little River Medical Center.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us today on Living Local Carolina. Today, I'm so excited to be at Little River Medical Center. We're going to talk about mental health today, and I'm joined by Carly. How are you doing today, Carly?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Carly, what do you do here at Little River?
So I'm a behavioral health counselor here at Little River Medical Center in the Carolina Forest office. I work predominantly with our pediatrics, but I do occasionally venture up to the adult floor, and I integrate into primary care appointments to help work with the whole person.
Okay, so let's talk about behavioral health here at Little River Medical Center. What are some of the services that you guys provide here?
So we provide integrated services, which means when our patients come in for their primary care appointments, they will often tag us in, the BHCs, to help evaluate if anything mental health is going on. We offer counseling sessions and some other sort of like outreach support. So if they need maybe higher level of care, more specialized care, we can help refer them out.
And I can imagine that, your physical health kind of goes hand in hand with mental health. Do you see a lot of that whenever you're treating people?
Yes, so that goes both ways, I think. We see patients who are experiencing mental health concerns because of a diagnosis or treatment, and then sometimes we see physical concerns stemming from untreated and unsupported mental health.
Interesting. And also, we have to talk about, there's such a diverse population here and people that come to Little River Medical Center. So how do you treat those patients?
Okay, yeah, that's a really good question. With behavioral health, we're able to assess for any barriers or concerns for those social determinants of health. So maybe they need some like financial support or other types of like insurance support that we can troubleshoot maybe better than their primary care providers.
Gotcha. And I can imagine too that every case is so different that, they all present different challenges. So somebody might come in and they might need a couple sessions, or how do you determine that and how to treat them?
Sure. So kind of the flow of getting a patient into counseling, we do an assessment, which is a longer appointment where we're looking at their social history, their personal history, some of their medical history. And then from there, we work with the patient to come up with their goals for counseling. And that's how we narrow down, like, what are your concerns? What do you want support with? What do you need support with? Do you need other specialized providers out in the community? We go from there.
Gotcha. And we can't talk about mental health without talking about the stigma that comes with it. Now, obviously, we've made some progress over the years, but I would be remiss if I did not talk about that as well. What do you say to people that are maybe wary of seeing a therapist?
I actually stole this from another counselor that works with us here at LRMC. She explained it as kind of like seeing your doctor when you're not feeling great. You come in more often, and when you're feeling better, you don't need to see us as often. And we really approach it from that primary care perspective of just come see us, just come talk, and we can help.
Yeah. And what does it feel whenever you get to see people make progress?
Oh my gosh, it is incredible to get to see people make progress, and having that integrated team really supports every facet of well-being for somebody. And sometimes in a month or 2 months, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling so much better. This was such a great opportunity to be able to have access to mental health care in addition to my primary care.
I love that. And sometimes you got to get a little bit creative too, right? I know that you are an expert when it comes to art therapy. I wanted to talk about that a little bit before we go.
Yeah. So my master's is in clinical art therapy and counseling. Art just gives us an opportunity to express ourselves when maybe we're not comfortable verbalizing, talking about it.
This story is sponsored by Little River Medical Center.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
Good morning. Thanks everybody for joining us today on Living Local Carolina. Today I'm joined by Will from Dreamwalkers. How are you doing?
Good.
Awesome. I want you to go ahead and tell me your story.
Okay. Guess I can start from my high school days. Graduated in 1996 from Lincoln High School. Was born and raised on the McClellanville area in South Carolina. Played football, basketball, baseball, and pretty much excelled in football. Got a scholarship to play at Johnson C. Smith University in Charlotte, North Carolina. Played there for a couple of years and got injured. Well, actually, I played basketball and football at college. Yeah, I was like the only freshman playing football and basketball. At the end of my sophomore, actually, it was the last spring game. I got injured making a tackle. The injury was I fractured my C4, C5 vertebrae. My parents flew up there. They quit their jobs, and I was with them for every day for like 4 years straight before my mom passed. But with Dreamwalkers, that's a little bit of the background with it is geared towards athletes like in my position, and it will be like a resource, outreach to help them with certain things like transportation, whether it's spiritually, physically, mentally. It's something to help people that's in my position. But it's not limited to athletes, but it's geared towards athletes.
Gotcha. You know firsthand what toll it takes not only on you, but on your entire life, your family, your inner circle, how much of a toll that takes whenever you go through an injury like that. What has your recovery been like over the years, and how has your family helped you through that?
Oh man, like I said, the day of my injury, I was with my parents. I'm grateful for every moment that they were there. I had a lot of friends and family that call and check and come by. And those two are there every day. Like, I couldn't ask for better parents than that.
Mm-hmm. So now you're able to pay it forward and help people in similar situations. You said it a little bit before, but what are some of the resources that Dreamwalkers helps out with?
If I have the funding and backing from the community, I'll give away as much as possible. It doesn't matter. My goal is to help others out in my position.
So are you able to provide like equipment? You were saying transportation. What does that look like?
It was just like some folks need to go to the doctor, or someone need to go out with their family. They're having family functions and they're stuck at home. Little things like that would be a huge plus for someone's family. Mentally, I would want to have physical therapy, someone that deal with mental health, or therapists, just different outlets, like with people in my position that they can reach out.
Welcome to Epic Discounts by BestReviews.com. I'm Melissa Bergamini. Grab your phone and scan the QR code on your screen and get ready to save on some amazing deals just in time for Father's Day. Looking to spruce up your space or find that perfect gift? Well, we have you covered. Right now, Easy Canvas is offering discounts up to 93% off. That is right, 93%. You can turn your favorite photos into stunning, high-quality canvas art. So whether it's a family photo, a scenic landscape, or maybe even a special memory, it's super easy to customize, and your beautiful canvas is delivered and ready to hang. Next, for all you drivers out there, let's talk about the Trapo Dash Cam. This dash cam gives you 4K clarity, front and rear monitoring, plus night vision, so you'll never miss a thing on the road again. With built-in GPS tracking, you can always retrace your journey. It is perfect for extra peace of mind on every drive that you take. And for the car lovers out there, check out the Innova Car Scanner. This gadget scans your car for issues, checks your engine's health, and tracks oil life, putting control right in your hands and saving you money by avoiding those costly mechanic visits that no one really likes. And speaking of saving you money on your bills, quick question. When was the last time you thought about your car insurance? Well, most of us set it and forget it, assuming that we're getting a good deal. But insurance prices always change and not always in your favor. The loyalty penalty, it is oh so real. Staying with the same company doesn't mean you're really getting a reward. In fact, new customers often get better rates. If you're someone that has moved, drive less, or maybe you just purchased a new car, it is a great time to shop around. Skip the agent, fees are often built in. You can save by going direct. Money.com lets you compare and buy car insurance right from their site. If you're looking to save and stop overpaying, go to Money.com or scan the QR code on your screen to see the option to compare right on their homepage. Let's get a look at all of our products and services for your home and your car. Scan the QR code on your screen and get ready to scan, shop, and save with Epic Discounts by BestReviews.com.
You've been here since 1966?
Yes.
How'd you get into hair?
Well, I was in Georgetown, and they had a young lady that was working on King Street that was a barber. And I used to admire her because during the day, she used to wear white uniforms, and they had the white jackets and the white pants and, you know, shoes. And she was so immaculately dressed, you know. Fast forward, because at the time, Mr. Thomas, which is my husband, Jerome W. Thomas, he needed a barber here on Myrtle Beach. So he had a nephew that lived in Georgetown. So he asked me to cut his hair and send him back over, and he would see whether, you know, I was capable of cutting. So when he got back, he told me to come right away because the young lady that was in here that was working, she met a man on the base, Air Force Base, and they got married and they were leaving. So he needed a new lady barber. And that's how I really got here, Myrtle Beach.
You just kind of got thrown into it, huh?
Yes, well, I mean, it was nice. It's nice, and through the years, we had pool rooms, we had eating place, the patio casino. They had a beauty shop down there, they had taxi cab. The people would come in from Georgetown on Wednesdays and Sundays, and the people here, it was just like New York. The lights never went out. They had people all night and all day. Eventually, I'm hoping to have probably more barbers in here. Mr. Tuck and I, we're here, and my daughter, she comes in. Okay. Yeah, on certain days, she have appointments. We don't do appointments. Okay. We just do walk-ins. My daughter, she does appointments. Okay.
So where can people find you?
1403 Carver Street, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, 29577. Telephone number is 843-448-8283. Call at any time.
Well, today we're gonna learn some stuff. I'm joined by money coach Dana Wolf. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. You're gonna talk to me about the major components of a healthy financial plan today.
Correct.
What are they? Where do
Good
we
question.
begin?
Good question, Katie. So there are 4 things that you really need to know about your financial health. I mean, we all go to the doctors once a year for a regular checkup, right? So we need to check our financial health as well. So we need to start off with the question, do we have a financial plan? Do we have a monthly plan like a budget? Do you have an estate plan like your wills and things like that? That's all part of your financial life. You're going to be dealing with money from the day you're born until the day you die. So having that estate plan, having a financial plan, do we need a debt reduction plan because we're in debt and we have goals that we want to meet? Do we have a tax reduction plan because we owe the IRS money or the South Carolina money, right? So that's the first section. The second section goes into what I want to call the funding, the things that we're going to fund in the future, all right? So we need to fund college education for our children. Maybe we need a wedding fund. Maybe we have some long-term goals like retiring at the age of 55, and so we want to fund our retirement. So that's another segment of your financial life. The third section would be more along the lines of legacy building.
Okay.
Are we teaching our children about finances? Because that's a huge one, okay? Are we teaching our children about our finances? Are we giving our financial wealth and building a community that we're leaving a legacy, where we're using our money for the good? So those are the first 3. And then the fourth thing is insurance. There are so many different types of insurance out there, and you really have to ask yourself, do I have the right insurance? Do I need insurance? Do I have homeowners or auto, renters? Do I have life insurance? Do I have health insurance, disability insurance, long-term care insurance? And there's so many out there that you really have to look at them each year and say, do I have the right coverage? Do I need more coverage? Things of that nature. So there's 4 different little pots, okay? So we've got our planning for the future pot, where we're funding things for the future. We have our now pot, and then we have our legacy pot, and then the insurances that we need to make sure that we're covered.
And you were saying this sort of thing, you should do a little checkup every
You
year.
You do.
How do you do that?
It's the same way with going to your doctor, right? So at the first of the year, you might look back and say to yourself, where did my money go? Or you may do that on April 15th when you're doing your taxes, right?
Yep.
But pick a time of the year. When it comes to insurance, for example, if you know your registration is due in June and your insurance is due in June, you want to start looking 30, 60 days prior to that at your automobile insurance. Do you have the right coverage? Maybe we want to change our coverage because we have an emergency fund, and so we can change our deductible, get a lower premium if we're looking at it. Anytime there is a life change in your family, if you have a new child, if you get married, if you move, as you're turning 65, there are different things when it comes to health insurance that you have to be, paying attention to. So it has to be something that works for your schedule. Don't try to look at your finances the day before you go on vacation. But pick something, whether it's the first of the year so that you can take a look back and you can say, oh, this is where I was, this is where I want to be this year. Maybe it's over a long holiday weekend where you're just sitting around and you're like, okay, July is almost over. I got 6 months to the end of the year. Where am I? Am I meeting my goals? Do I need to change things? Do I need to change my plan? And when it comes to teaching our children, that's an everyday thing that has to happen all the time.
Don't forget to like our page on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. How to use the QR code. Just open the camera app on your smartphone, iPad, or tablet. Point your device at the QR code so the QR code appears on your screen. Your device will recognize the QR code and show you a notification. Click that notification and you'll come to our website. Living Local Carolina, weekday mornings at 9:30 on WBTW News 13.